I think you want to get married.
That's a bit personal.
One very curious question. What does 𝑾mo AI means? Behind the story behind the name.
It's a combination of two words, right? Q and mo. Do you have any guess?
Q? Question.
Yeah, exactly. And then mo means more.
Question more.
Because we help you to get more out of the questions you're asking through survey.
So we kind of took the two and then just keep together.
Hi, I'm Wan Hui, one of the co-founders for Qumo AI, and this is Daniel, our tech co-founder.
So at Qumo AI, we are redefining the way forms and surveys are being done, right, by enhancing the engagement that users have and also improving the quality of the data itself.
Both of y'all went to NOC Norway, right? You all met there, is it?
For the people who don't know what is NOC, it's NUS Overseas Colleges. So basically you get to go overseas to do an internship, and some locations you can do student exchange as well at the famous universities there. So it's a really good chance for you to both do internship as well as study entrepreneurship related curriculum.
It's also a compulsory requirement for you all to build or coming up with an idea for your final pitch.
The business pitch.
And this is where the
Qumo AI was born.
So you never know if you never try.
Yeah.
That's how we met. We were in the first batch of NOC Norway, and then we were sort of like neighbors in the same apartment building. And then we were in the same group project, and then that's how we realized, oh, actually our working style actually matched quite well. We had good chemistry working with each other, and our work ethic also aligns. So I realized like actually every time I talk to him about starting something or random idea bouncing off each other, we become very excited about actually starting something.
Actually, the first time that me and Wan Hui officially worked together during NOC was part of the new venture creation module.
The business pitch.
Yeah, the business pitch itself. Yeah. So me and Wan Hui plus a few other NOC batchmates team up to work on the idea itself. But back then, that wasn't Qumo in some sense. So we actually went through quite a few rounds of iteration, pivoting, and to come to where we are today.
So at the start, it wasn't the same as what it was right now. What were you all doing from at the start?
Oh, it's totally different.
It's totally
You're still AI related in some way. We wanted to help designers create something like a Grammarly but for AI.
Grammarly as in, because we already correct words, right? So is it corrects the code?
So imagine like you're a designer of Figma, right? And then there's this plugin that says that, oh, maybe you should use a darker shade of color so that your button stands out a bit more. Something like that.
Actually, we started from a market survey point of view. We realized that for market surveys, there's a lot of reiterations that need to go on before the market surveyors can actually gather the real insights from customers or whoever they are surveying. So that's how we got started into the forms area. And then we realized actually Gen AI today can speed up the whole process a lot faster, right? And also using Qumo, you will be able to gather real insights without having to waste the time to keep on going back to the same survey respondent. And then because Qumo AI is able to automatically probe for follow-up questions based on their previous responses.
So like maybe other than hostel applications, where else can we use Qumo?
Actually, it's perfect for student use also. So for example, students from business school or FAIRs, for example, they have a lot of group projects, right?
Right, my whole SEM is a group project.
Exactly. And then why not use Qumo to save you time when you send out surveys, so that when you send out surveys, not only is it a very fun survey experience for whoever you're surveying, it's also able to follow up on your questions to help you ask deeper, right? Actually see what people's real opinions are, and then this helps you in your group projects also.
They can just go to your website. Is that how it works?
So create an account on 𝑾mo.ai. Then afterwards you can go straight ahead with creating the forms, and then there'll be a step-by-step kind of prompt for you to learn how to use Qumo also.
But in terms of feature-wise, right, we are going to push out like a sort of an integration with external apps itself. So imagine you could link Google Sheets to Qumo itself, make it easier to share the responses, the data with like your teammates, for example. And the intention is that we want to make the whole transition or the onboarding process from traditional forms like Google Form or Qualtrics, for example, to come over to Qumo itself.
We've been talking about the front end from the user's perspective, how the AI interact with you. How about the back end? I'm the one creating the survey. Then after Qumo AI helped me gather all the data, how it helped me to analyze it or
Yeah. You want to explain the...
Yeah. So part of it is that we guarantee that you have a certain high quality data to work with, right? So on the back, once let's say for example the in-house application closes, right? And on the assessor end itself, what he or she gets is two formats, right? We have a output of a normal Excel sheet, and we also have a special report that gives a good summary of the responses, and we also help you to take out the key trends, what people are saying as well. So you can imagine like you take an hour just to sift through like hundreds over applications. Or what if you are able to just look through a key summary of what people are saying, what are some keywords that they have mentioned, so on and so forth. Yeah.
That's quite nice. You save a lot of time.
Yeah.
As far as you can recall, right, let's go back. What were your first signs of like success for this product?
Wow. I wouldn't say that we have reached success yet, but I think one sign of encouragement would be there was a form of market validation because there are users who are willing to pay for Qumo already.
Wow.
So exactly. We have some like starting revenue right now already. So that was a good sign of encouragement.
Yeah, I mean success also, I feel like it can be defined in many ways, right? So hopefully it will get better and better.
We also are looking to onboard new interns as well to expand our team. So we're definitely looking for developers, people with a creative side of things to do our marketing, UX as well. So a whole range of our skill sets that we're looking for. So if you're interested, do hit us up on LinkedIn. We'll be more than happy to connect with you over there. I guess in the long term, we are going for a bit more grants, right?
Yep. In the long term, we are aiming to incorporate as a company. So then we will sign up for the Founders Grant by Enterprise SG. That's in our runway.
So you're in year 4 right now, is it?
Yeah, I'm in year 4.
So how is it studying and doing a startup at the same time?
It's actually quite interesting. I think the student life that you have is a bit different, right? Because on one hand, you are in school doing your work and studies, then in the same day you could be out in the CBD meeting someone.
I think it'd be quite busy, right?
It is, and I think my travelling expenses have increased. It's pretty far. So I try to keep my meetings online if possible. But definitely there are days that are very long. I would get up at like 7 and then only end my day at like 11 or near 12 or something like that.
It's until Qumo pays us enough to
Yeah. Hopefully.
How about Wan Hui? You're in your last semester,
Actually,
interning and then doing Qumo AI at the same time.
I think like the schedule wise is definitely very hectic. I usually like work till quite late and then I start from normal working hours. But I think that's where it's very important to find supportive communities to kind of like encourage you, and then when you're feeling burnout and you have people that you can rant with together.
So those are like your friends, is it? Yeah.
I think for example, we joined the 𝙭𝙾𝙮 community. So 𝙭𝙾𝙮 really has a group of very bonded founders together where you can kind of build and then complain together.
Wow, that's nice.
And then also your friends and family, the support really changes a lot of things.
It looks like you're very passionate about it, so.
I enjoy being busy.
She's a bit of a
Very fulfilling.
workaholic.
Is there any goals that you want to achieve in maybe 5 to 10 years?
I think acquire is definitely our goals. Actually, personally for me, I'm more focused on the kind of impact that I can achieve. So let's say with Qumo, the impact will be, for example, users coming up to tell us how much time we're saving them. That will really make us very happy, or like me in particular. I'm also extra passionate about sustainability and renewable energy, so I foresee myself going into that space also. And whether corporates or startups, honestly, right now I don't have an answer.
No problem.
What is unique about my situation now is I'm interning in a corporation as well as starting a startup now.
Girl,
so
you're hustling. You're hustling.
I'm also dying.
Girl bossing.
So I get a perspective from both sides, and I see the good in both of them. Like corporates, really, I'm enjoying the benefits a lot. But in startups, I get more say in the kind of direction I want to go towards. Yeah. I don't know where 5 to 10 years will bring me, but I'll explore further down both routes also. Nothing is like kind of stopping me. So, what about you, Daniel?
Well, 5 to 10 years is a bit long actually.
We're all still students trying to find out what are the next steps.
I think you
right?
want to get married, have
Oh, that's a bit personal.
Actually, that's part of the life plan as well.
Is this like selling like, oh, single man available?
you say yourself.
No. I mean, yeah, that's one of my life plans, I guess. But I think to answer the question, whether I'll see myself in a corporate setting or a startup or even like SME setting itself, I think it's like what you mentioned. It's not like a matter of one is better than the other, right? There's always a pros or cons, and I really believe that it's very down to what you want to achieve in life itself, right? Because if you're in a corporate setting, the exposure that you get is different compared to a startup itself, right? And what you can deliver in the startup is also different in a corporate setting itself.
What would you all say, both of you? What is the pros of corporate? Yeah, and what are the pros of startup? Like,
I think for corporate, they have the resources.
Yeah.
Like if you're an entrepreneur, like within a corporation itself, right, you have access to a lot of resources, connections in the industry to get your project up and running very quickly. Whereas in a startup itself, you basically have to build the bridges yourself, right? Whereas in corporate, the bridge is already there for you to cross. But in a startup, there's no bridge.
But at the same time, you have more autonomy to say which direction you want to build on.
In a startup, I guess, especially as a founder, you're kind of like heading a lot of functions. So you get to experience work across a diverse range of responsibilities. You learn a bit more also, versus in a corporate, you're just in charge of this one thing. So your exposure will definitely be a lot wider in startups. So that's what is exciting about startups also.
Have any of you read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad? You did?
Yes.
Do you agree the view of how corporate is a rat race and the rich don't work for their money?
I would like to think so, because every year the rich just get richer, right? Whereas the
Passive income.
Correct, the working class are just living by the paycheck, right? So I really think that there is some truth in what the book is saying, but it does not necessarily mean that wealth must come through business or like starting a business itself.
How else do you think it can come true?
Well, investment, right? There's a whole lot of instruments out there that you can play around with. I think it could be also being a VC, for example, right? I think for myself, like let's say Qumo gets acquired, right? We get some cash on hand, then maybe we could venture into helping to nurture some other startups, right? Pump some money.
Like as a growth advisor or
something like that, while still remaining in like that ecosystem itself.
That's right.
Context, during NOC Norway, I was in the green hydrogen sector, which is a form of renewable fuel source. And I was very, very inspired by the time that I spent there, because I was talking to so many experienced experts in this sector, and then they were all very passionate about making a difference in the world, making a better future for future generations. So I really do want to see myself making impact in that kind of way. So yes, hopefully I continue on in sustainability. But then again, Qumo AI is also one of my passion. So I will double hit both.
That's cool.
Another question is that, because you both are in final semester or final year, then reflecting back to your 4 years of your uni, right? Anything you wish you could have done differently, or like anything you regret, or experiences you want to share with like juniors?
I think I would have gone for NOC Southeast Asia during my year 1 summer.
I did go for NOC Southeast Asia.
That was before the
3 months program. Then afterwards, I went for the 6 months NOC Norway.
Why Southeast Asia?
Why Southeast Asia? I think because Wan Hui keeps on bragging and selling Ho Chi Minh, you know. Eating the banh mi there is just so different.
Okay, I will also go there.
You got to try the banh mi and the pho there. It's just different. But I just felt like I don't know, my experience in NOC coming back from Norway was so great that I regretted not doing it when I had the chance during year 1 itself, you know.
I think for me personally, the NOC program really empowered me, because I'm a chemistry student, right? So this is totally not the norm for someone from science. So NOC really inspired me to just go beyond what is the norm for my batch or what is the norm for my major, and then just try something new. And then slowly I just stumbled deeper and deeper into this rabbit hole. And then eventually I started something. Originally, honestly, it was just for a learning experience, and why not, right?
So at the start when you saw NOC, it was
Yeah.
just a random chance you saw NOC.
No, I actually chose NUS for NOC program. I thought it was a very good experiential program, and I really enjoy the concept of experiential learning. What about for you?
Actually, quite similar situation. I wanted to go on NOC before I entered NUS actually. But I guess why the motivation or why I wanted to go on NOC, right? Like when I was in JC or teens, I just like building stuff. Yeah, like
What kind of stuff?
Okay, more destroying and building.
What do you destroy?
So I would take apart like my laptop, take out the
It's a very heavy
parts.
investment, your laptop.
And then I do my own upgrades and stuff like that.
Oh, hardware upgrade.
So
You sound like a hacker.
that's why yes, an entrepreneur. Yeah. So I really enjoyed the process of building something and having that hands-on kind of experience. And so when I went on NOC, or before that, when I saw the program itself, right, I thought, wow, startups are really cool because you get to be involved, in the whole process itself. I remember when I was in Norway, my boss wanted to do a presentation to a client, right? And there was this feature that he wanted in the application before his meeting, and he told me that I think the night before the meeting. So I remember coming to the office, right? I was trying to rush up this feature, and which got through, right? I managed to push it out. The code was there, but honestly, it wasn't the best code, right? So when he went out to present it to the clients, right? My finger was like this cross, and I could see the presentation because it was just across the meeting room across where I was seated at. So I could see my application being demoed on this big screen itself, and he was actually testing out that feature, showing it to the client itself.
Yeah.
So thankfully nothing broke, but my heart was beating, so fast.
You were damn nervous.
Right, because if I screw up, then that's potentially a deal is lost, right? But thankfully everything went through, and I realized that wow, actually that thrill, that excitement, and being in that sort of a roller coaster ride was actually very enjoyable in some way.
I would say in startups, your efforts show lah. It's what you do actually affects in a larger scale
Yeah.
compared
See
to
the impact on it.
correct. Compared to because university students, we go to the lowest level first, the
Entry level.
which sometimes you can't see your effort being shown in a corporate. So I guess it's quite exciting in a way that your efforts count.
And I think actually another point to add to how I also got into starting something is also the encouragement from existing NOC seniors and also other friends. In particular, I want to thank Sean, one of the NOC alumni, right? He was an in-house senior, and then he was very open in encouraging me to sign up for NOC Norway. Yeah, and then
Sean.
through NOC alumni events. So NOC has a very strong alumni network and
and
a
all
lot
the
of
community
events.
meetup.
So one of those events, and then he was just very nice in providing advice because back then I was a bit hesitant, okay, should I really go for NOC for 6 months because we are leaving home for such a extended period of time. And then I think other people I would like to thank will be people from Tembusu College. I think Tembusu College people have been also very encouraging in taking bold steps, and then they have also for example Eileen, one of my neighbors, she has encouraged me to sign up for my first NOC. I mean I did plan to, but it's there's always the step where you're am I qualified enough?
Everyone asks NOC seniors about that. What should I do to build my portfolio?
Honestly, just apply. I think,
That's what I say also.
like at least you go through the interview, what they are expecting, and if you don't make it, you can always try again.
Nowadays, I see the year ones asking me, you're year one, just do it.
Just do it.
It's you have so much time to build a portfolio. It's good to see them starting really early now. They have a lot more opportunities and chances.
Before I got in NOC, I hadn't done any internship. So it's a pure portfolio, only got CCA on that. Then my friend, I also got encouraged by my friend, by the time she got into NOC New York, and I asked her, do you think my portfolio is good enough for application? She said just try. She also
I feel like that's every conversation between someone that wants to apply. Is my portfolio good enough? Just do it, you can get in.
The determination point is click the submit.
Yeah,
you could-
do
Right.
the application form.
Like you miss
submit your
100%
resume.
of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
rich girl.
I mean, it's like starting a startup, right? If you don't try it, right, then you won't know whether you'll succeed or not.
Thank you so much for sharing your experiences with Qumo AI or your NOC experiences. So definitely try out their product, 𝙤𝙤𝙮 especially if you're a student who needs it for your group projects, your surveys. If anyone's interested in internships in startups, which I think is a great opportunity, yeah, it gives you a very good,
Broad experience.
yeah,
Yeah.
it might be different from how it's like in a corporate, yeah, and
Yeah.
both experiences are important, I
Yeah.
feel. So if you're interested for an internship, do contact them on LinkedIn. We will drop the links below. Thank you so much.
Bye bye.